Hello, this video is for you if you feel like you're not progressing, if you feel like you're taking a step forward and then 10 steps back. You're going to want to listen to today's Cocoon and Cuppa with me, Katie. I founded the School of Self-Love, and today is some self-love wisdom for you. Hopefully I'll share a little bit of wisdom. But we're live, so I'm just going to wait for a few people to join in before I kick off. This will be between kind of 15 and maybe 30 minutes. Let's just see. It depends how much interaction we get. Those who know me know that I can ramble as well. So let's see. If you're joining me on Facebook, hello. Can you just let me know who you are? Just say hi, Katie, and then I'll see who's joining. And over on Instagram, hi guys, Flo, Els, hello, across the bridge, hello. I don't know what your name is, but good to have you. Hey Flo, nice to see you. Yeah, if you're joining on Facebook, please just say hi and then I'll know who it is. I'll know who I'm talking to. Hello, across the bridge, what's your name? I'll see if, oh, Karen, there you go, you answered me. Hey Karen, good to have you. Brilliant. Annabelle, hello darling. Sophie, hello. It's Friday afternoon. And it's a bank holiday, public holiday, a celebration day today. I've been doing a little bit of work. Hey Natalie, a little bit of work. And then we've been doing more preparations for the puppy who's arriving on Tuesday. We're getting very excited. James and I feel like we're having a baby. It's really interesting, really interesting. Okay, so let's dive in. So the idea of this sort of Friday live session is that I share with you a reflection of the week. So I've just taken some time out this morning just to have a little bit of a think about kind of what's been going on for me the last week or so, and having a think about what's been going on for my clients. And there does tend to be a theme of sorts usually, and there definitely has been this week. And the patterns that I have seen coming up for my clients, and like across the board, no matter what kind of level of client they are, whether they're in our Evolution membership or whether it's a private client or a group coaching program, this is the theme that I'm seeing amongst everybody at the moment, including myself. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming up because we're all in this cocooning lockdown situation, and because we're very focused inwards right now. We haven't got so much distraction going on, and so we really are being invited to go within. And for those of us who are living transformationally and who really are living consciously and do want who are on that journey of always kind of creating more for themselves, which requires healing along the way, right? Those of us on that journey really are using this time and noticing that this is a time to go within and do some healing. And so stuff's going to be coming up for us. And when stuff comes up, often the experience of that can feel like we're not progressing. No matter how much work I've done, I'm not progressing. Or I'm taking a step forward and then I'm taking 10 steps back. And it can feel really, really uncomfortable. And I've made a couple of notes here for myself, but here's my experience and here's what I'm hearing from my clients. And I'm wondering if you can relate to feeling like this when stuff comes up that's looking to be healed. I should know better. Like, especially for those of you who are coaches or healers who are working in the personal growth space, there's sometimes like a little bit of like shame, I suppose, attached to this idea that like, I've done this work, I should know better. I teach this stuff, I should know better. This is resonating for you, Natalie. Good, okay. Yeah, you're so not alone. You're so not alone. I'm going to give you some examples to prove that you're not alone. What else can come up for us? I've healed this before. It clearly didn't work. So we can go a bit victim on ourselves. And in fact, what I'm going to share now is kind of victim comes up. I can't bear to go through this again. Like, I've been here, I've done it. I can't bear to like have to go back and look at my stuff again. Surely I've looked at my stuff. How can there be more to look at? I've invested so much time and money into healing this. What a waste. Anybody else ever said that? I have. Like, I've invested a fortune in my personal growth. And sometimes when stuff comes up that I've worked privately with a coach on like 5-6 years ago and it comes back up, I can think, well, that was a waste of money. Clearly I'm truly damaged and there's something wrong with me. Like there's something about me that's wired incorrectly. Anybody else relate to that? That's a big one for me. That's my biggest triggering victim voice that will come through when I've got something to heal and I don't want to go there and I'm in my victim around it. I'll go, must be something wrong with me. I must be wired wrong. Why can other people get through this and share their breakthroughs, but I can't? So when you're in this space, whether you're working in the personal growth space or whether you are a student in this space, you're probably dialed into stuff on social media where people are sharing their big breakthroughs and they're kind of declaring how they're living their biggest, most boldest, brightest life. And you're like, why can't I do that? Must be something wrong with me. I'm not wired the same as other people. And it's just not meant for me. Anybody else resonate? Yes, Paraskevi's resonating. Sophie's saying, relate very much to that victim voice. There must be something wrong with me. Yeah. Shelley, hi, Adalyn. Nice to have you. Hello, hello. Yeah, so we're kind of like, this is the sort of stuff that can come up for us. Hold on, I'm going to open my window because I'm really hot. It's a beautiful day and now you get to listen to the birds. So I was Flo, yeah, it's resonating for you too. Great. Yeah, Shelley, resonating. Yeah, cool. Cool. I say that with love, like it's a bit shitty, isn't it? We don't want to feel this stuff, but I'm just kind of saying it how it is. And there's something about saying it how it is and seeing that other people are resonating that we're like, okay, all right. So it's not just me. Maybe, it's not about my wiring. Maybe there isn't something wrong with me. Yeah, this is the human experience. So just to give you a few little examples, this week I was speaking with a fellow business owner and we were just chatting about all sorts of different stuff. Of course, puppies was one of the things we were chatting about. But we were chatting about business. And I shared how I sat with my husband last weekend and just had a bit of a whinge. And I prepared him. I said, look, I've just got some stuff I need to get off my chest. And I know I'm going to sound a bit victim, but I just kind of need to say it out loud. Something about saying it out loud and being witness that has you really see the victim. And I said, I was kind of sharing those certain elements in my business where I was just like, I just don't feel like I'm progressing. It's just not where I want it to be. I've had this business for 10 years and why hasn't X, Y, Z kind of fallen into place for me? It was kind of one of those conversations. If you're in business, I wonder if you can relate. Are you a business owner? Are you an entrepreneur? I wonder if you can relate to what I just said. And my husband, being the very kind of solid and secure and encouraging human that he is, very lovingly said, but darling, you've had this business for 10 years and you kind of always figured it out. You've always made ends meet. And then he started listing off what we have going on in our life that I continue to pay for and that I've never not been able to pay for in the last few years at least. And, and he says, you've done this and you've done this. And look, like you are paying for your life and you're living the life that you want to live. And your business is providing that for you. So how do you not feel like you have a successful business, or how do you not feel like you're progressing in your business? And I was like, it's a really good point. I kind of forgotten that. So here's the thing. This is kind of tip number one. It's like when we feel like we're not progressing, we have to take a moment to reflect back on what we have achieved, don't we? If we don't reflect back on what we have achieved, we're not kind of receiving that information, receiving that energy, and kind of integrating that so that at every level of progression, as we acknowledge every level, we're kind of integrating that into our being and we're owning it, and our vibration, our whole energy is like, this is who I am, this is what I've created, this is what I've achieved. And now I desire to go for that, and I'm going to move forward with that. And until we reflect back, we can't be in a solid position to move forward. Does that make sense? There's something about owning where we've come from before we're able to move forward. And I feel like that's a really powerful lesson. It's something I forget all the time as a business owner, all the time. And I definitely have to be reminded. And some of you know that I talk about transformational amnesia a lot. And I do think that as humans, we forget some of the most powerful stuff that we know. And this is a really, really powerful and basic piece of information. And I consistently forget it. And so I wanted to just be really real and honest with you and say, like, I forget to acknowledge myself. I forget to celebrate myself. And I see this happening in my clients who feel like they're not moving forward. They've forgotten to acknowledge and celebrate how far they've come. And I think with personal growth, that's a really, really important piece. So moving away from kind of the business conversation and looking at your personal growth. If we, at every stage of our personal growth, don't take a moment to fully acknowledge what we've achieved, what we've healed, what we've overcome, we're not then integrating that into our being, so that when that sort of same stuff comes up for us again. So to share a little bit more about myself, a couple of weeks ago, some of you know I've alluded to this a few times in various lives, some really big stuff came up for me that really required my attention. And on the surface, it looked like it was a piece around not feeling enough in some way. And, you know, fundamentally, at the root of nearly everything that any of us are ever working through, we can dig, and then eventually we'll get to I'm not enough. So it kind of was like an I'm not enough piece. But it was juicier than that. So my kind of go-to was, here we are again, I'm not enough. Here we are again, back in the school grounds, getting bullied for being bright, for not being in the cool gang. Here we are again. I thought I'd done this work. I thought I'd done this healing. You know, the victim voice comes through. And then it didn't take long for me to kind of move to the next level, which was because I am very committed to acknowledging at every stage of my personal growth journey, and I invite you to take this on. At every stage of my journey, I acknowledge what I've healed, the work I've done. I carve out time to feel proud of myself. I journal about it. I tell myself that I am so proud of myself. You guys know, some of you who joined me for the morning rituals, the really powerful like morning ritual process is to say, like, I'm proud of myself for this, this, and this. This is something that's really important to me. I am always acknowledging my personal growth. I've created a Sunday recognition ritual around it that I share with my clients. It's so important because it has us then energetically really receive our new level of self. Like, we're vibrating somewhere different when we heal. And every time we can do that, then it means that when we come up against what feels like I'm not enough, that piece, I've done this before, I can't believe I'm here again, I don't want to go through this again. When we come upon that, what seems like a piece that I've done the work on before, very quickly, actually, we can recognize I've not done this before. This is actually very new. Now, it might seem like it's linked to what I've done before, or it is what I've done before, but I'm trusting that because I've always along the way acknowledged and integrated my growth, this I'm not enough piece is new. And then I can get curious, and I can maybe even get a little bit excited, although it's going to be feeling painful as well. So we're holding both the excitement and the pain, you know, of what's to come. There's something new looking to be seen here. It might be rooted in I'm not enough, but there's another level to this. There's another level of healing here because I'm ready to go to my next level in other areas of my life, in various areas of my life. And to go to those next levels, clearly life is showing me that there's another level to the I'm not enough piece that needs healing. I wonder what that is. And it was really interesting. A couple of weeks ago, I stayed really open to the question. I stayed curious. And I use the prayer, even though I don't know what this is that's looking to be healed, even though I don't fully understand it, even though I'm being a little bit victim about it, I'm willing to be shown. And it blew my mind how within a 24-hour period, life guided me to what this next level of healing was. You know, it began with a book recommendation, and then by chance, the author of that book emailed me. I was on their mailing list, which I didn't remember, and I hadn't received an email from them in months. And then from that, I was led to a couple of different podcasts, which I listened to, which were very triggering for me. And they brought all this stuff up. And it kind of went on from there. And I realized that the next level of I'm not enough that I was being asked to heal was I'm not popular. Now I can say that now, and I can talk to you about it now with no energy on it. I'm not popular. But 2 weeks ago, maybe it was 3 weeks ago now, I've lost track, could be 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I think it is. Those words, I'm not popular, I could barely write them in my journal. I was telling my husband about it. I could barely speak it out loud to him. I could barely say the words, I'm not popular. The shame, the deep shame, the embarrassment, the humiliation, the residue of what I experienced as a teenage girl, more so than when I was younger, was still so palpable, and I was still feeling it so strongly, and I didn't know that that was still there. And I clearly had never been ready to see it, and now I needed to see it. I really needed to see it, and I could see how through healing this next level, this next understanding of me would take me to my next level in the areas of my life that I want to up level. So while the first experience of it felt like I've been here before, I've done this work, I've freaking spent hours thinking and feeling into the playground antics that just made me feel so terrible for all those years, this was different. And so as we acknowledge every step of our journey and integrate it, when the next thing's sent to us, we can look at it with curiosity and go, oh, apparently there's another level to this. So it's not 1 step forward, 10 steps back. This is just another step forward. Does that make sense? So the initial feeling might feel like, oh shit, 10 steps back. But no, hold on, that's my victim. The thing is, it will always feel like 10 steps back if you're not acknowledging your personal growth as you go along, if you don't make that part of your practice. You have to get really fierce about it. It's really great to be able to buddy up with somebody or to have a coach to reflect back with. You know, whenever I finish a private coaching series or program with somebody, or even a group program, we spend time reflecting on what they've achieved, how far they've come. Even when I ask a client to write a testimonial, the testimonial isn't to tell me how great I am. The testimonial is kind of twofold. It's one is, yes, for them to share their experience to inspire other women who might want to go on to work with me. But more importantly, it's for them to actually stop and think, God, how did I feel before we started working together? What was going on for me? And to kind of track their journey. Wow, I learned this and I learned this and I uncovered that and I healed that. And look where I am now. And to feel proud of themselves. Yeah, so we've got to, it's such an important part of the personal growth, of personal growth work. I'm just going to look at some comments because I can see just a few come up. Hi Izzy, good to have you. Natalie, loving the idea that even though our heads go, oh, this is an old story again, that we're being invited to heal something deeper. Yes, exactly, always. Karen, am I remembering it's Karen? Am I right across the bridge? It's a Karen, am I remembering right? I've had a very similar experience over the last 2 weeks, felt like stepping back, but now I have a whole new perspective on what came up. Yeah, exactly. And we're going through this right now. Yeah, thanks, good, I remembered your name. We're going through this because we're being invited to right now. Everything about the energies of the universe right now are inviting us to, and then practically cocooned in our homes, if you're on this path, you know you don't really have a choice except to feel this stuff and go into this stuff. I'm just going to have a look at Facebook. Shelley, Annabelle. Hello, Annabelle. The victim in me shows up and stops me in my tracks. Yeah, it really can, can't it? It really can. I do a lot of work with my clients around the victim. The victim is a gift, by the way. It's a whole other conversation. But the victim, I think, is the most beautiful gift, showing us what needs healing. Shelley, makes perfect sense. Yes. Sophie's agreeing. Mandy, sorry, I can't join in. Not a great time for me. I'll look at replay. Okay, honey, no worries. We'll see you on the replay. Okay, so yeah, so what do I want to share now? Let me think. I made a couple of notes here. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we do. I'm going to give you some practical stuff to take away. Natalie's saying the great thing about being at home and having more time is that it feels safe to go there and lean into the lessons. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? Yeah, we do. It does feel like we're cocooned, and it is safe, isn't it? To kind of really go there and feel it and take the time we need to take with it. We're not rushing to be anywhere. Anybody else loving that feeling of not having to rush to be somewhere? I spend my life rushing around having to be somewhere. It's really nice not to have to. All right, so when you find yourself already in that kind of rabbit hole of self-sabotage, so the part where you realize I've got something here to heal, and then you start beating yourself up and that victim voice comes through and starts saying, oh, I've been here before, oh, that coaching was a waste of money, oh, you're wired wrong, there's something clearly fundamentally wrong with you. When you go down that rabbit hole, here's what you do. First, I kind of wish that you guys would just tell me the first, I know what the first thing is, but some of you here do know what the first thing is, and you'll be like, oh, of course, she always says that. Step one, acknowledgement. Acknowledgement. Acknowledge how you feel fully. It's in the acknowledgement that we actually begin the healing process. Yeah, so just fully acknowledge how you feel. Feel it. Number two, feel it. What's coming up is looking to be seen and heard. It's looking to be witnessed. Awareness, Pelia got it, yes! It came through late because of the delay with Facebook Lives, but you got it. Gold star to you, Pelia. Yeah. Yeah, so then step two is to feel it. We've got to feel it. Allow ourselves the time and space to just sit with the feelings. If journaling them out helps, then journal them out. If writing an angry letter or whatever the letter is and then burning it, or just a journaling piece and burning it, just allow yourself to feel it until you move through it. Ellie's laughing. Acknowledge. Yes, yes, yes. Acknowledge. You got it. See, you're listening. I love listening. Yeah, so we're acknowledging how you feel first, and then you're giving yourself time and space to feel it. Step three is you're going to commit to healing the next level. So you're moving to anticipation for learning something new about yourself. Yeah, so you're going to get curious. You're not staying in the world or the land of victim. You're going to get curious. Something else is coming up to be healed. There's another level to this. I wonder what that is. And you're going to stay open to that next level with a prayer. You know, the prayer. Even though I have no idea how to heal this new level, I'm willing to be shown. Yeah, so the prayer, and you can write it in your journal. Even though I have no idea what to do, even though I have no idea what this is about, I'm willing to be shown. That's the prayer that I did 3 weeks ago when there's something big I could feel came up for me. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? I was willing to be shown, and no word of a lie. I went on a journey for 24 hours. From life literally took me from this to this to this to this to this, literally showing me, here, Kate, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this. And it was a beautiful unfolding to just show me this is the next piece that needs healing. I was in awe of life. I was in awe of the universe and how freaking lovingly supported I am. It was amazing. Painful and amazing. So you ask the prayer, and then you're available to receive. You're in a receiving mode, and you're going to allow, very feminine, you're going to allow your healing process. And if you need it, you're going to seek support. Yeah, you don't have to do it alone. Certain trauma can come up for you, and just you don't need to do it alone. So you're going to seek out support, whatever that looks like for you. Then you're going to remember, and this got me through this last experience so powerfully, this affirmation. I am bigger than my limitations. I am source. I am connected to all things. I'm connected to the universe, to life, to God, to whatever language you use. I am is bigger than these human limitations. I find that very powerful to remember, that the truth of who I am is the most powerful, loving energy that's connected to the most powerful, loving energy that is all that is. And that energy, you shine the light of that onto any of our ego human limitations, and it just disintegrates. I find that a very, very powerful reminder. And then you're going to write, step 7, a bunch of affirmations to support yourself. So currently on my notice board over there, I've got like 20 post-it notes with affirmations on, which most of them I can probably take down now because I've come so far, and I'm actually able to tell you how I had to heal this piece about I'm not popular. And so I've come so far with it, and there'll probably be 1 or 2 that I'm going to keep up there for a little bit longer, because those words support my growth. I think affirmations are amazing. They are not the answer. They are a support system. So you're doing the work, you're allowing the healing, you're doing the feeling, which is the healing. And then in the day-to-day, as you're going about your, your day-to-day business, you notice the affirmations, and you remember, that's right. That's right, I am enough. That's right, I am safe. That's right, I am bigger than my limitations. Yeah? Yeah. Natalie, I've never used that prayer so much since I heard you first say it, Katie. Yeah, it's powerful and it works. It works. And then the final thing I want to share with you is like a bit of prep. So this is like a weekly ritual that I invite you to do, so you don't resort to beating yourself up and going down that rabbit hole, right? So do you remember I was saying we have to acknowledge ourselves regularly. We have to allow ourselves time and space to feel proud of ourselves on a regular basis. Here's a lovely little line of questioning you could ask yourself at the end of every week to make sure that you're fully acknowledging what you've achieved. Now, this could be around your business. It could be around your personal growth. It could be around any piece in your life that you're working on. So apply it in a way that works for you. But I'm just going to read out a bunch of questions I just scribbled down earlier today. So you're going to reflect on the week that's gone. So Friday's a great day to do that. Sunday's a great day to do that before you start your new week. What did you tick off your to-do list? What did you discover about yourself? What did you heal, evolve, or transform? What belief did you flip? What did you overcome? What did you show up for yourself? How did you show up for yourself? How did you stand up for yourself? What decisions did you make? What daily practices did you enjoy? What praise, positive testimonial, or feedback did you receive? What did you create financially? Who or what inspired you? Who were you of service to? How were you of service? What did you read, watch, or listen to that inspired and delighted you? What are you proud of yourself for? What did you do that made you feel good? What intentions did you honor? What did you try that felt new? How did you move beyond your comfort zone? How did you take care of your body? When did you make good food choices? What interactions with others are you proud of? There's a load there. I could go on. You get the idea, and you get to create your own questions. But this is a list that allows you to fully acknowledge what has been going on for you in the past week. As you know, we're very much in the habit of focusing on what we haven't done, what we haven't achieved. That's why we feel so discouraged. That's why we feel like we're not progressing. You have to take time to reflect on what you have done. Natalie is saying this is a long list. Yeah, but it's just it's a list of, like, it's suggestions, but you get the idea. You could really go there. Yeah, Karen's loving the positive focus. Yeah, it's brilliant, right? Like, what did happen for you, rather than the constant sabotaging focus on what didn't happen for you. Yeah, we've got to acknowledge how far we've come. That is the key. Acknowledgement, yes, is always the key. So if you feel like you're not progressing, if you feel like you're taking 1 step forward, 10 steps back, acknowledgement is always going to be the answer. Hi, Shala. Annabelle saying, I've journaled on my stories today and found your recent Q&A session really helpful. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Mwah. Beautiful. Yes, absolutely. And that is a very powerful prayer to use as well. So again, when you find yourself going down the rabbit hole, a really beautiful prayer to add is, yeah, even though I'm going down the rabbit hole, I completely love and accept myself. Yeah, really powerful. Okay, my beauties, I've got to go. I now have a group coaching call with my daring and mighty love ladies. These women are amazing. We now have a 2-hour group call. They're all calling in their soulmate and they're preparing themselves for him to come in. We're doing really deep, powerful work. And I have a feeling that some of what I've shared here today will resonate with them. Guys, good to see you. Thank you for joining, and I will see you on Monday morning for a morning ritual at 8:30 a.m. Have a wonderful weekend. Mwah. Enjoy the sunshine. See you then. You're welcome. Bye, guys.